Hey guys, how's it going? It's X666X Iron Maiden, and today I'm finally back with a video filled with a few different things. Starting off, as the title is probably going to say in it, and the surprise being, finally given to you guys. I have Ann with me here again. Ann, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Ernie. Thank you.
Good. Basically Ann hit me up a little just this last week, and or maybe it was like 2 weeks ago now. I don't know. Time flies. You know how it is. And she wanted to, be able to have somewhere to, vocally be able to show some appreciation for everybody that came and helped out. I guess it's already been a few months now. 3-4 months since then. It's been again, time flies. It's been a while. With all of her help with her medical funds for when she had to go into the hospital for a while. So yeah, she hit me up to wanted to go and do that, and of course I said yes. Of course I would. There's no way I was going to say no to that. So we definitely finally had time to come and do this. Later on in the video, we'll get into why I haven't been around a lot lately and some other stuff. But Anne, I'm giving the floor to you to do your thing.
Okay, thank you, dear.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, first of all, I want to just kind of give you an idea of what happened to me so you understand. I have COPD, and my oxygen level went down to 50, and I went unconscious. I fell out of bed, and I hit a table and the floor. I went into the hospital, and when I woke up, because I wasn't aware, I was in the ICU. I was breathing better and stuff, but I was having this really bad pain in my back, and they wouldn't give me any narcotic pain medicine because they were afraid that was affecting my breathing. But I was in the severe pain, and all I was getting was Tylenol. So for 2 weeks, I was going through this pain, and finally, my husband said to the doctor, when she fell out of bed, she hit a table on the floor. Maybe there's something, wrong. So finally, he decided he would do an x-ray. Well, they found a compressed fracture in, I think it's T12 vertebrae, the lower vertebrae in your back. And that's what was causing all the pain. So, of course, then I went on the narcotics again.
Yeah.
But, which, thank God. But anyway, so they found that, and when you're in the hospital for so long, they can only keep you so long, then you have to go down to what's a swing bed unit. And that is where nurses don't come in as often, the doctor doesn't have to come every day, and all that stuff. So that's where I got moved to after 2 weeks. Anyway, so I couldn't sit up or stand up or anything without help. Before they did the x-ray, they kept trying to push physical therapy on me and tried to get me up and walking. And I kept coming up with all sorts of reasons not to get up because it hurt. Anyway, so I, thought, okay, so I moved out of the swing bed unit, and I thought, okay, now that they figured out what that pain was, maybe a few days I'll get home. And that's why we said, oh, she'll be getting home in a few days. And it didn't happen because then I got diverticulitis. So that kept me in longer. So I was in for a total of 27 days.
Everything at once, eh?
Hey, yeah, once. One shot. 27 days.
Oh, okay.
And so Jim and my son Josh, because Pia, who is someone I have gotten to know over, Nightwish, of course, from Finland, she located Josh on Facebook, my son, and asked him, and then that's when they found out what was going on with me. So anyway, when I got out of the hospital, I still couldn't sit up, and I had to go through physical therapy and everything else to work on it and exercises and stuff. And that's why it took me another month or so to get on YouTube. So I wanted to explain that to you, and why it was so hard. So anyway, Josh told me what was happening, which I didn't know this, and then later, Jim was telling me about, well, people were writing stuff, and he read some stuff to me, and then I found out about the GoFundMe page. And then that just made me feel so loved and cared about. And I needed that really bad then, because that was really a long road. And I just wanted to let everybody know how much everything everybody did meant to me. Everything. First, I want to start off with Pia and Juhi, who I communicate with almost every day from Finland, because they got the ball rolling. And then they contacted X66X. This is what Pia told me, and he jumped on board to do the video. And then all these reactors, and I'm going to name them because I wrote to each one of them in the comment section, but I don't think everybody got it. So I want all the reactors to know in this list how much I appreciate what they did for me. So first there's X66X. There's Drew McIntyre, John G Reacts, AMP, The Moonchin Reacts, Kellen Rich, Quest for Metal, Joshua Towers Radio, K&J, Enoma, Cosmic Eye, Bring the Metal with Tish Taylor, J.L. Melrose, Raging Reality. He did 35 videos. I was counting them. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, React for You, Eclectic Dreams, Evil Corkin Reacts, Jamie Horsley, Chaz Elbert, Christ Reacts, Stormchild, Music Life Plus, Jerk Turtle Reacts, Planet Sidewinder, and Ruins of Sins. I hope I got everybody. I kept checking.
That was even more than I thought there was, truthfully. I didn't see all of them.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. And then there's this group that's called the Night Dreamers. They put a video up, and they also sent me a shirt that they had made that looks like the YouTube comment section. And it says, just waiting for the ant to show up. But when I got that, I first cried, and then I laughed a lot. And it, because that's what people say, well, just wait for Ian. And a CD with the band's autograph. And so I want to thank you guys, because it was amazing. All this was amazing.
Did you have anything signed from the band before they sent you that?
Actually, I have a little story about that. When I went to see the band in concert in Pittsburgh over a year ago, I was in the handicap section, and there was this couple there, and they had gone to the meet and greet part.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had gotten 2 posters signed by them, and they didn't need 2, and when they heard about me, they gave me one.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Which I thought was really nice.
Yeah.
But I didn't have this with the CD,
Yeah.
Brand new. No, this is really cool. So the more of those you have, the better. Anyway, now I got to. Of course, then I had Gabriel, who filled in for me with my little spiel I give to new reactors. and he did that to all the new reactors. He copied and pasted my little spiel, and he would put it in. This is from Anne, and he put that in the new ones.
That's cool.
It is cool. And then I couldn't believe how many reactors have reacted to Nightwish since I was off. I mean, unbelievable. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
As you know, I would be, Ernie.
Yeah. No, I think I do it.
Yeah, because it's not like I didn't bug you about it, you know. Anyway, there's so many names, and that I could name off. That I mean, I've got about almost 200 names, and I can't do all of them.
Yeah, we get it. It'd take a while.
Yeah, and it's overwhelming to me, and I probably couldn't even pronounce half of them. But anyway, I just had to let everybody know, whether it was prayers, thoughts, videos, the GoFundMe, all of it is what helped me recuperate. Every little bit helped me recuperate, because it gave me the push to do it, so I could get back on YouTube and be with all of you.
See, it kind of brings me back to our other video where we did the first interview, and I remember you saying how it was rough for you for a long time until you found Nightwish and all that. So I'm sure seeing again how Nightwish again did that, I'm sure that was, I can't even imagine the feeling that you had. Again, you said you were crying that when you heard all the news and stuff, but like I can't even imagine how that must have felt.
It did, and it was a good cry, not a bad cry.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure it helped. Again, like you just said, I can believe that it helped. You to push and get through things even quicker, because you're like, oh, like there's a bunch of people waiting for me that I love, and they love me, and it's quite something special that happened.
It is. It was unbelievable. No one can believe it, and it's just it's amazing, and everybody's amazing that I run into. It just makes you know that there's good things in this world, in this day and age.
Yeah, which is good, because there's a lot of bad. There's a lot of bad going on around too. Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to do this so you knew how much it meant to me. And I thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks, Ernie.
Well, I don't mention it at all. As soon as I heard it was a no-brainer to do the video. It did it. I think I had it made like the next day or something like that, or even that night that they told me. I can't remember. It's been a few months since then now, obviously, but I remember being surprised by the amount of other reactors that did it as well, because obviously we had we've already done the interview, so we have probably a closer connection than any of the other reactors. Obviously, we've talked, and we talk.
Right.
We do little messages back and forth, or once in a while, Facebook, whatever. But the amount of other reactors that did too, and some like tiny channels too, like that I wasn't expecting. Like everyone was in for doing it, so I was like, oh, that it blew my mind a little bit too. And then you've named some there that I didn't even know did it. Like I didn't have that full list of reactors that had actually done videos. I think I might have seen like 6 or 7 of them, and more like the bigger ones, like Rich and Kel. Obviously, I've seen like those ones, like anybody who's that A&P, like all the big ones that have been around, and the other like A&P's been around as long as I have and stuff like that, and those guys. But any of those smaller channels, like I had no idea. There's way more than I thought, which is mind-blowing even for me a little bit, not gonna lie. I saw how many people were on the had donated to help with your costs and that, though, which was, did we end up hitting our goal? I do believe we did, is what I heard, and it went over.
You went over.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was going to get there for a while. It stayed around like the 3,000 for a long time. Then all of a sudden there was another push and we passed it. I was
Well,
like, good.
I mean, some of the reactors did a couple, reminders.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and then and then Raging Reality with 35 videos. Oh my God! Anyway, I was like, oh wow. But and then Juhi and Pia and other people got in the comments and would reinforce it too.
Yeah. I know I mentioned it a few times in my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I think I put comments or stuff in there too. Just whenever after like a few videos, whatever, I do another one.
Right.
Just be like, you did. How many videos did you say you did on?
35.
Specifically on just like you getting your thing.
Videos to put an Ada van.
Oh wow, that's a lot. I had no idea about that either. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, I didn't either when I wrote him back, and then I went in there again just to check his channel, and I was like, I didn't see those the first time I went in. And I was like, oh my God. And then I started counting them. I was like, holy crap.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. But it was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank everyone too that helped. I know it's more for you, but like myself as well. I was mind blown. I was so glad that we actually hit the goal.
It helps so
because you're never sure, right? You're like we've never done anything quite like that. At least I've never been part of it. Maybe some of the bigger channels that do donations for like causes and stuff have done it, but I don't think a lot of our smaller channels have done that before.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, like myself either. I've been like helping someone in the YouTube community, and I thought it was a great idea, and I'm glad that it worked in the end the way it did and surpassed the goal too. I was surprised. Truthfully.
Yeah.
A good surprise, though, of course.
Yeah.
That's what we were all hoping in the end, and I'm glad it did.
Whew. And it helps so much. You don't know. You have no idea when you're on a fixed income.
I know, and not living in the United States as well is also a whole different experience for healthcare compared to what is up here. Because for me, it would have been nothing to go to the hospital for everything you did. I wouldn't have needed that. It would have, it all would have been handled. But I know in the States you need money for these things, so it's
and 27 days.
It's a long time. It's a long time. Mind you, there's a few there's bonuses and negatives to both sides of the healthcare. But I had a friend that lived here, and she moved down there to be with someone. She married her husband down there, moved to where he was from. I can't remember where he's from though. I can't remember if it was in Ohio or something like that. I'm not sure. Either way, I remember she made a post on it the other day where we might get free healthcare. Well, free. It's in our taxes, whatever. Free healthcare up here, but you wait like 8 hours in an emergency room if you have something that you need to get checked. And I don't know if it's just where she is, so like she's one person, but I know she said like down there you're not even there for like an hour and you're already gone. I don't know if that's true everywhere.
No, that's not true everywhere in the United States. I've been in the emergency room in my hospital up to 4 or 5 hours before. Yeah, I mean it depends, but we're a small hospital, so if they get over, they're going to take the real emergencies first.
Yeah. See, our biggest thing is because obviously the government, you're paying the government to pay for your health care, is find that we have a lack of doctors right now. It's a big thing because obviously you can make probably more money as a doctor in the States because you're charging, right? I'm assuming that you can. I'm not completely sure on the whole thing.
Well, yeah, they can charge what they want to charge.
Yeah, especially in your private, if you're a private doctor.
Yeah, there's no limit. I mean, the government doesn't put a, other than, like Medicare and Medicaid, they'll say they'll pay this much. Even insurance companies will do that. But what the doctors and hospitals do, they give the insurance and everybody the highest amount, knowing they're not going to get that.
Yeah.
So that when they lower it, it will be where they want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I guess maybe a big difference. I do hear that there's a lot more doctors accessible in the United States than here. Because right now, like I'm living in New Brunswick, but I'm from Nova Scotia, and I know that there was a point a few months back where you know, it's a decent sized province, but there's still only maybe like, I don't know, like 10 to 12 hospitals in the whole province. You know, like you kind of have to travel in certain areas to get to them. Like your biggest travel is probably like 45 minutes, I imagine, maybe half an hour to a hospital. Mm-hmm. But there was 5 of those hospitals has their emergency rooms closed all at the same time because there wasn't enough doctors.
Yeah.
And that seems to be a major thing going on up here. So there's downfalls, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Cause,
there is.
And it's hopefully you had really great doctors and a decent experience. Besides the fact that apparently nobody covered every. I don't know what happened there where they weren't informed that you also hit a table. I don't know if that was just like. I don't know.
All I know is that no one was listening to me at that point, and I was like really frustrated.
Yeah.
Because we asked the doctor to do an X-ray, and he didn't. They thought it was because I was coming off my, pain meds.
Yeah.
And that I was feeling this pain because of that.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't that, and I knew it wasn't that, but they didn't know that, and I just was like, But when they found the compressed fracture, then I threw it all in their faces.
Yeah. Well, I imagine you would be pretty pissed too at the time when you're like, I've been going 2 weeks of pain for no reason. It could have been handled.
Oh, I was.
Was it also, do you know if it was also a thing of like they weren't informed when, I imagine an ambulance had to come get you at home? I'm assuming.
But Jim did tell them that I fell out of bed, but he didn't tell them what I hit and stuff.
Yeah. Because even at that, you would think, like, oh, if she's complaining she has back pain, she fell out of bed, you'd think that they would have checked into that.
You
know
would
what I mean?
think. And he told them in the emergency room. Now, whether that got transferred up to ICU, I don't know. But all I know is that I was 2 weeks and then when I found out about the compressed fracture, they said you can't bend over or twist. Well, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You're doing that. Yeah, you're doing that the whole time, too. You're making it worse without knowing.
Because, and they were saying, well, you pull up I said, I can't pull up. When I would go to the bathroom, I couldn't bend over and pull them up. I couldn't. It was like, and it was just, I don't know, it was degrading, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a weird situation where every once in a while that happens where like they're told something and they don't think it's that, so they don't even look into it, instead of... Yeah. And I kind of get it costs money to run any test, so they try to avoid it, but sometimes it's like, if you fell, like, you'd think, like, okay, she's complaining of pain still, like, days later, you could like, at least look into it, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Well, when Jim brought up what I hit, then he said, okay, I'll do an X-ray. Well, thank you. Anyway, when I think about it, I go into tears, so I'm not going to think about that.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad that, you're back home and you're back doing what we usually see you doing instead of not having you around. Because it was weird. It was weird for a while not having the comments. And I actually noticed the comments weren't coming in anymore before I was told what happened.
Oh, really?
I had just started noticing. Like, right before that, I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, I haven't seen her in, like, a few days. And then...
Yeah, because I always... whether I liked the music you were playing or not, I always commented.
Yeah, I mean, I think... Was I done with Nightwish when you went to the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already switched...
Yeah, you were done with it, but you hadn't done the top 10.
Yeah, I imagine that you weren't even able to get to a computer yet when I put that out, eh?
No.
That wasn't that long ago, though. That was only like a month ago. It took me over 2 months to get to that video. It was crazy.
Well, I couldn't... Yeah, see, I couldn't sit up because of where that fracture was.
Yeah.
And because it hurt, to sit up. So I had a hospital bed in our living room because our bedroom's upstairs. So that's where I was for a couple of months.
Yeah. You had to basically just stay there and just be like, that's where I'm here now. I'm just looking. When did I do? I'm trying to remember when I did the... it was just like a month ago. Probably almost 2 months ago over the top 10 Nightwish, yeah.
Yeah, well, that would have been like in that second month when I was at home. Or into the third month, I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. Time was weird then, so,
Yep. So, now we're later in the video. We've gone over that. A few reasons why I haven't been around. And one of them is going to be a good reason, but I'll start off with some other stuff. Work has basically just been, I don't know, I get home now, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and you think, oh, that's still plenty of time to record and stuff. But for some reason lately, I'm just exhausted by the time it hits like 10:30 or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I like if I could do the videos, yes, but truthfully, like I would just be yawning more than usual, and I would just be like not able to focus 100%. That was a big reason why I slacked off a lot. You know, it's another thing of being, for those of you who aren't in the restaurant business, I think Anne here will understand what I'm talking about, is sometimes there's this weird thing, labor costs are a thing. And so it's summer, so it's weird because you'll have really busy days. Most of the time, most summers, the places I worked at stays busy all summer, so there's no problems. But the weird thing with us is we're a new restaurant, and we're kind of in a weird spot. We're also close to other restaurants, like Montana's is a huge name that people have known, like they've been there like down the road from us for like, I don't know, like over 10 years. And obviously when you're a well-set restaurant, people go to you, but we're down the road in the other direction, and people don't really know we're there, and they don't know our food, so I think maybe it has something to do with it. But so we're not over the top busy. So the problem that happens there is that you have to give less hours to try and save on labor. The problem with that is that you still have prep to do, you still got all the stuff you got to do, and we've had to cut back so far to the point where you can't even get all your stuff done. So you're still moving as if like it's super busy every single day, but almost more so because you're doing more than one section in the kitchen, and you still got to get your prep done, and sometimes you don't even get it done, and then you're running around like with a chicken with its head cut off during the supper rush, trying to do something that you weren't able to do earlier because now you need it. And for those of you, again, who don't work in restaurants, most of the time when you run out of something and there's time and you can make it, your general manager wants you to make it instead of being out of it. So that's we usually make it. It's not very often that we'll take something off the menu unless it's something that takes over an hour to cook or bake or whatever that we just can't do on the fly. So lately, I think that's one big reason why I've been super exhausted. It's been busier, but not busy enough. And then some days it gets super busy and you don't have enough people too, so that also doesn't help. But I think that's been like one big thing that's been probably affecting that. And I think that's mostly my biggest reason that what the animal's freaking out behind me. The dog just smashed his head off my desk, so I was like, oh, what the... The other thing, which is going to be something that might make it for a long time that I can't do videos that much, is we are 2 months pregnant.
Yay!
So that's a thing that I've been waiting to do a video for, so they're just doing it in a text. We found out a couple of weeks, well, I guess it's a few weeks ago now, and it's been a rough start. Let's just say that she's one of the ones that's been sick a lot at the start, and has missed a lot of work already too. So probably means might have to take a medical leave if we're gonna look into it. It's a thing. We'll see anyway. But yeah, it's been a rough start. We've already been to the hospital a couple of times just for IV fluids from throwing up too much. So,
God love her.
Yeah, so we wanted to have more than one. We better be twins because she doesn't want to have another kid after this. Is what basically
I don't know. I
saying.
screw up every one of my pregnancies, and I ended up having 4. So
So drink my coffee here. So that might be another reason, because that means the room that I'm currently in for my little recording place is like my little man cave room, is no longer going to be a man cave room, because obviously we need a room in the future for that, and obviously I'm going to have to start moving stuff around in advance. I work, and that means I'm doing more stuff around the house too, just so she doesn't have to do as much lifting and stuff like that. So probably means there's going to be less videos for sure. I find like it's just going to be hard to do videos, and I don't know if I'm going to even be able to set up a good spot to record anymore when the baby's here. We'll see. It's still ways away. It's like March or April or something, like somewhere in that range. I remember I have to double check with her if she actually got a specific due date last time she went to her doctor. But yeah, that's going to be another reason why I basically haven't tried to force myself back into doing it, because I'm like, oh, soon I'm going to have to tear apart this room and try to fit it somewhere else, and it's going to be a thing. So that's fun. It's going to be fun.
Congratulations, though.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited and obviously nervous at the same time, like I think anybody would be for the first child, but obviously it's going to turn out to be a good thing. It's not like I haven't wanted kids or anything at any point in my life. I just wasn't super rushed at first, but we've been together for a while now, so it was time. We're at 4.5 years together now, so.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's time. Before I'm 30.
Yeah.
At least I'll be in my 50s when they're in their 20s, so I can still kind of do stuff, hopefully. Unless I mess myself up too bad before that. If I don't take care of myself enough, maybe by the time I'm 50, it'll be rough. We'll see.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, that's going to be like the major thing. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm going to save that news for the video. Because I knew you asked right away. I was like, no, you're not hearing it till the video, because it's better that I'm just going to wait.
Okay.
You're still going to hear it before everyone else because we're recording or not live, so technically you're still the first one to hear it on the YouTube community.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's...
But everybody will understand that, Ernie, though.
Oh, for sure. I know, and it's... I mean, I hate it too, because I hate, like, not doing it, and because I know that I'm not doing as many videos, I've started listening to some of this music that I know has been coming out. I was like, I'm not gonna wait now. It's like some of it I could still do, but like there's stuff that I'm not gonna be able to wait to listen to. Like it's just a thing now.
Right.
But it's all right. Eventually I'll find time here and there to do some videos. I'm sure, even if it's not all the time. Because it still sucks to not be able to do it as much,
Yeah.
And then I'm also thinking about doing another video maybe tonight if I'm up to it. It's my day off, so and I slept a lot yesterday because I came home from work sick, just throwing up for no reason, I guess. I don't know. But I was thinking of doing a video because I recently got to go see Iron Maiden again a couple of weeks ago. And I have some videos, and I just took one picture. It was mostly videos. I've seen them before. I didn't need pictures, but good stories about that. The only thing I'll say about that on here is that it turns out the tickets that we bought secondhand off someone, we didn't know they were VIP tickets. It wasn't meet and greet, but it was VIP section. So, we have our own seats. It's like basically to the left of the stage, like the seats up on... basically one section over in front of the stage, so it's pretty decent angle. There's a bar just for that section of VIP and our own bathroom, so you don't have to use the lined up other bathrooms and stuff. So that was just one bonus to it. And then I'll go into more of it on the video, but I kind of wanted to show like clips and stuff because they were better than in 2012 when I seen them. I thought it was a better show. Mind you can tell they're getting pretty old. Like
I'm so happy for you that you got to see them again.
Yeah, like I'm happy. Like if I never see them again now, I've seen them twice. And I got to see them. They're 7 years apart from each show, so I got to see them when they were. It's almost getting up to a decade there. Like it was a while back. Like they were decently younger then, and you can see the difference. Like I don't know how well you know Iron Maiden. And like if you even know the name of them, like their names in the band or not.
No, I don't know the names.
Okay, like one of the guitarists, Dave, like he looks significantly like older. Like he barely looks like he can move around on stage. Like so, it's getting like I remember looking at my buddy with me and saying at least 3 times, like man, like he's getting old. Like the visible like difference. Like barely any motion. He basically saved. He was moving the last song. On the encore, then he was moving more, but I think it's because he knew like it was over after that, but he was mostly just slowly walking around and had less motion than everybody else that was there, which was it kind of sucks to see when it's your favorite band. You're like, man, like hopefully you're like hopefully that doesn't mean this is over soon,
I know.
But it was cool. It was Bruce's birthday the night we seen him. And like Bruce was an idol for me to make me like start wanting to sing and actually learning how to sing. So for being over there on his birthday, on top of that, and getting to see them again was really cool. And he's grown his hair out again. He grew out his hair finally again for the first time since like early 2000s. So he actually has long hair again. It's all gray now though, but but yeah, they went all out. You guys will see it in the video. They went all out on production for this one, like giant inflatables to a whole bunch of stage props. Like they went all out on this tour. So it'll be in the video I'll be doing if you guys really want to see it. And a couple of song choices that I was not expecting that I'm really glad they did too. It was part of that as well. Just like off albums, like even like they had 3 singers their whole career, right? So the third one that replaced Bruce when he left for a while, they did 2 songs off of one of his albums that they haven't performed probably since, I think, right when Bruce came back on the first album Bruce came back on that tour. They did a song or 2 off of it, and they finally brought it back on this tour, and I was like, that was sweet. So that was cool. And I'll go more into it on the videos and whatever, and I think I'm going to try to show as much as I can for the videos. So some of them are like 2 minutes long, and it's just like parts of songs, but you guys can check it out then anyway. It was really cool.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad you had a good concert.
And surprisingly enough,
concert.
I also forgot to mention that it was Steve Harris as the bassist for Iron Maiden. Well, his son plays in their opening band that they have. Like, it's his band that he's helped set up, which was kind of cool too. Because I'd never heard of them before that. They're called the Raven Age or something like that, and it was actually like a decent band. They don't sound like Iron Maiden. They're like a new age metal type band, like clean vocals and growls. They do like that kind of thing. And it's more like metal. I almost wanted to say metalcore, but not really. It's just like one of those new age metal sounding bands there. But it was really good. It was a good show. It was worth the trip up there. Mind you, I got a speeding ticket on the way up there, so that was yeah. I'm paying for that right now because I can't really afford to pay it, so I'm going to skip a bill this month. But I have to say if they're going to want that. But yeah.
Oh, God love you.
Yeah. Yeah, and he clocked me less than I was doing, so I'm glad for that too. So yeah. If he would have clocked me at what I was doing, he probably would have taken my car. So I'm not gonna lie, it probably would have counted as drag racing if he would have caught me at that speed. But that is because I was passing someone is why they were doing you know when a car is doing like 2 kilometers an hour. I'm saying kilometers. You're used to miles. Even like 2 miles per hour less than you, and you have your cruise control set, and you're like, you're messing me up right now. So you just go to pass them.
Yeah.
Well, he caught me when I was right next to passing him, and he was coming down the other side of the highway, and I saw the lights come on. I was like, oh man. First speeding ticket since I was 16 though. Thought I was gonna get a warning, but then as soon as he walked up to my car, you could just tell. Yeah. Yeah, you could tell just by the way he was talking to me and everything that I was getting a speeding ticket. I was like, God damn it. First speeding ticket since I was 16 though. And
wow.
I'm 28, so I've never gotten a speeding ticket.
That's pretty good.
I was like, but this one was $300 ticket, so I gotta pay that. That was
those hurt.
Yeah. He clocked. He said I was doing 143, but my speedometer said 150, so I don't know. I'm gonna go with him. 7-hour drive to Quebec City, and the show was that night, so we weren't wasting any time getting there just to make sure.
Right.
My bad.
Oh well.
Yeah.
You live and you learn.
Yeah, that was a good way to start the day for the concert. Like, yeah, here's a ticket. The whole way there, I was like, well, at least I get to see Iron Maiden tonight on top of this. That's good. But other than that, you've been home for a while. Hopefully everything's been going well at home.
It has.
Hopefully you're feeling a lot more comfortable than what you were. I imagine, is it still a little rough? Like a little bit, like here and there?
Yeah, I have to, I can't stay on the computer like the hours that I did before.
Yeah.
I have to go in and lay down for a while because it still bothers my back.
Yeah. You almost need a laptop at this point that you can put.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I still have to sit up to do it.
I suppose they have the contraptions now where you can like set them up in at an angle in your bed so it stays in place. Like you can turn it.
Oh yeah.
They do have stuff, but that again is extra money on top of that. It's usually like a desk thing that comes built that way. But obviously, obviously money's not always a thing.
Yeah, that's well, you know that.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. I'm skipping a bill this month just so I can pay that speeding ticket. So yeah, I know. I know. Yeah.
Oh, honey, God love you.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing better and just moving along, Yeah.
And YouTube doesn't, it doesn't really pay much anything. So, like. Again, some people think it's a good way to make money only if you make it big. I'm not 10,000 subscribers. I still don't make that much. It's just like a little bonus here and there. And especially now that I'm not doing videos, it's going to take even longer for those bonuses. Yeah. So it's like,
yeah.
Unfortunately.
I know, babe.
But, all right.
I want to thank you again for doing this for me.
Oh, no, that's... Don't you... It was a no-brainer, like I said. Definitely had no problem doing this video at all, especially to help you thank everyone else that did it. I wish it was easier to get a hold. Don't you wish it was easier? Like, I wish we had like a message system on YouTube where you could like message other channels and stuff or like other people. Kind of like Facebook has Messenger, but don't you have to add them or something, or do something to be able to do it?
Well, we do Pia and Yui and I have a. Oh, you know what? I can't explain it because they set it up. They just
it's that little messages on top that you can click on, but you have to add people as friends is the thing, right? So like if I click on it right now,
you could set up your own group.
Yeah, you add friends to message and share videos on YouTube, and you click add friends, and then you have to send them a link, and they have to accept it, which means. Which means the other channels, you have to do it on their comments because you have nowhere else to talk to them about it, right? So then you're like, you're not going to post that link on there because then anyone can follow it. If you want to have like private message group with certain people.
How they did. You know what? I'm going to have to ask them. I'll get back to you though.
Yeah. Because the way it shows here, like on the thing, is when you click on add friends, it gives you an invite link, and then when people click on it, it'll add them to like that message group. It'll add you to like their friends, and then you can do messages together through that.
Yeah. I'll have to, because I'm a part of a couple of them. The other one's a bunch of Nightwish fans too. What else?
Not surprised there.
They're coming out with a new album.
Yep.
May of next year.
Were you still? Did you hear when they went to the studio? Like you were in the hospital still when they went in the studio, right?
They're out of the studio now. They're doing the recording now.
Yeah.
Now they're doing the recording, and it should be out in May, and in June they're going to be on tour in South America.
That's a ways away.
I know, but
it's like almost a year there. Here you're like, oh.
I know, but it's getting close. But no, and then I'm hoping they come to America after that.
If they came next year, mind you, I'm going to have a child, so I probably won't be able to go. But it's something I would like to. They're definitely on my list now. Like out of the bands I've seen, they're in my top 5 that I'd have to still see.
Yeah.
Yeah. My top 5 used to be a lot different, but I've already covered my top 10 at this point. I've seen my original top 10's already all been seen now, so now I'm just like I got to change them kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So no, they'll hit America sometime, and they usually every time they've come, they've gone to Pittsburgh. So I'm only 2 hours north of that, Pittsburgh.
The closest they come is Montreal, and that's 9 hours away usually.
Ooh.
So that it's not something I can just go to, especially when you have a kid. It's going to be even harder, especially a young child. Like you don't want to.
Right.
I don't really want to be away at that time either.
Right.
We do have a new basically a stadium that we just built here in Moncton, and some big acts have come. Like Def Leppard was just here a month and a half ago. I didn't go because it was way too expensive. Way too. I get that Def Leppard was a huge band and all, but when we're talking hundreds of dollars for tickets, I'm like,
no.
So yeah, we had him, and we had I remember one of the first ones that came was it was country. Who was it? It was Keith Urban was here. Like,
Uh-huh.
so like big names have started coming more than usual. But
Right.
I don't see like many metal bands taking advantage of that. Truthfully, we're still kind of
Well,
way out.
Nightwish usually does smaller venues in the Americas.
Yeah,
They've never done any
it's a
big
big
venues.
stadium. It's a pretty big stadium. It's pretty big. So
Now maybe they would do that one.
yeah. There's just like the last decent sized band was Def Leppard, and before that, I don't even remember who it would be. A lot of these, it's a lot of like kind of big names, but not really.
Right.
You know,
right.
like
They're older.
They usually go play the casino because they have their own area that has like a little stage set up and a decent amount of seats. And it's not as big as an arena, so it's cheaper to get.
Right.
And you can usually sell it out, I guess, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it has better sound than in a stadium as well, usually. But yeah, I mean, the last huge band to come down this way was like, I remember Metallica was down this way, but that was like 6 years ago. It was a while back, like 6-7 years ago. So like, it's been a long time. Like we don't really get major bands this way, and I feel like it's weird because I feel like Nightwish is like a major band, but they're not really when they come to North America, right? Like they're
not.
way bigger in Europe.
Oh, in South America, they're huge.
South America, yeah. South America is like any metal. They're just like they swarm on that. It seems to be a thing.
Well, yeah,
those big production ones and stuff.
Well, that's actually where Nightwish started to get really big, was in South America when they first started. That's where they went first for tours when they did it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I would love to see them in a big venue so they do the whole big show.
Yeah, because I imagine, I don't know how it is when they play smaller ones because you don't really see it a lot, but I imagine they don't even bring basically any of their stage props type stuff like pyro and that.
The background, no pyros, because in the United States you can't do those inside buildings.
Yeah.
It's against the law.
Can they do fireworks inside buildings?
No.
Oh, you can't even do, because you can, I know you can, we had all that up here in Canada for Iron Maiden, so it means they can do it up here.
Right, but they can't in the United States. It's against the law because of fire.
Yeah, they might not even bring that stuff when they come to North America then, just because they can't do it in the States, so why bring it? So I guess it'll depend, I don't know.
Yeah, but they do have the back screens, though. I mean, they do have,
the LED screens or whatever. I think they're LEDs. I don't even know. They might even have some new technology for those screens now, but, I know, I figured they would at least have that, because it's not super expensive to bring with you. It's easy to build and put up.
Right.
That's weird. Yeah, I find that weird that the States blocks all that stuff. Because, I mean, when Iron Maiden was playing, he had a flamethrower on stage with a like a double flamethrower. So in one of the songs. So I was like, man, it's like all over the place, pyro and fireworks, and then you can't even do that in the States. It's weird.
No, because we're so happy in this country. But anyway. I mean, I guess there was a couple places that burned down and people died. Mm-hmm. So, of course, then they make a law against it,
But in a lot of places, you can own a gun. You can own a gun and go out in public with it, but you can't have. You can't have like a set. You can't have like a set show that has safety behind it. If something goes wrong, they usually have fire extinguishers and stuff.
Right,
but
right.
It's weird how you got to protect.
Mass shootings are all right.
Well, we won't get into that, Anne, because we all know how that starts in the comments.
I know.
I have a feeling we both feel the same about them.
You better cut that out. You better cut the mass shootings out.
Yeah, well, it's going to be in here, but we're not going to get into it because it's not.
I know.
We know how that's going to go.
Right.
I think we both feel the same about it, but.
But we're not going to do that. Because everybody has the right to think the way they want to think.
No, it's true. That's the thing.
I mean, that's the way I look at it. I mean, I can't. They're not going to change me, and I'm not going to change them. So, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly.
And I'm 65, and I just say things because I can.
Yeah, that's fine. I say things too. I just say things. I don't know.
Sweetie.
I've had a couple of people tell me I'm an old soul, so maybe that's why I just say things too.
Oh, well, maybe that is, honey.
Maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, honey, it was great talking to you.
Yeah, I imagine it's getting a little while of sitting up now. It's almost been an hour.
Yeah.
some of the computer. So I was starting to look at the time. I was like, oh, we should probably cut it soon. She's talking about she can't sit at the computer very long, and we're here for like an hour.
And then here we are, and I
Yeah.
was on it before, so.
Yeah.
Well, and then the guy came to look at my machine. I have to sleep with the machine at night
Okay.
because carbon dioxide builds up in my system, and that's what makes that puts me in an episode.
Yeah.
So I have to sleep with this mask that. Anyway,
Yeah, I got you.
so he came to check my machine today. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll talk again at some point, and whether it be
Yeah. Well,
on
tell
here
your
or on
honey
Facebook.
I'm thinking of her, and I understand what she's going through.
All right. I will
And
let her know.
good luck. Okay.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, babe. You take care, honey.
All right. You have a good one, Anne, and thanks for everyone that watched our 1 hour long video.
Yes.
See ya.
Bye.